everyone, and welcome to another episode of Aurogiri. So, some of our answers have finally been, some of our questions have finally been answered. Answers have been delivered to us. So I have received some whispers from people lately, messages, comments, asking what the next event is, and that makes sense. You know, we've had the Frozen Fortune event now for 2 or 3 weeks. We're on the third week of it. People are pretty much getting their stuff done. They're getting their recipes. They're kind of on their way out of that event. And they want to know what's coming up next. You know, especially Purg's been out for a week so far. Not even. Purg hasn't even been a week. Purg has been Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. We've had Purg We've had Purg a full week as of today. So everyone's starting to talk about what's coming next. And luckily for us, because JP gets their update a week before we do, we get a little bit of foresight. We get something to look forward to, things to pre-plan for if we have time. So JP's patch notes on their next update are out, and they're a doozy. It's actually really, really good. So this is something that's good for all players. You know, if you're like a hyper veteran and you've already like played a lot of these previous events, there might not be a lot for you, but I think for the general population, this is a very, very nice update to power creep yourselves or equip yourselves to get some very, very, very powerful Magatama. So what I'm talking about is the Makami Oguchi event is getting rerun. So I think it's our second or third time having Makami event. Makami event's really good because it has in it the recipes for the, I think it's glistening snow mags, and the frozen hell mags most importantly. So frozen hell mags, for those that are aware of them or are not aware of them, they're really friggin' good. They're very unique. I have made 3 of them in the past. So a Frozen Hell Magatama, I believe the chakra on it, what's base chakra? Base chakra should be like 40 something? 48. 48 chakra base, which is very, very flexible. Like a Horse Mag is 45, a Tempest is 55, Kodanoa is 51, just for some extra ranges of comparison. The level for the Magatama is 128, very common these days. Purity 10, they should come at grade 50, but we have mag powder, so who cares? So what they do, a Frozen Hell Magatama, is 120 skill force unconditionally. If you're level 130, if you are level 130, you will get an extra 60% skill force. So we're looking at 180% skill force, pretty much unconditionally, like there's no HP requirements, nothing like that, if you are 130 or above. And then it will give you a whopping 80 ice element and 60 holy element, and then negative 60 fire and negative 60 mountain. So it's nice they don't double down and then double like negative 80 whatever. It's not like Dragon Arc mags or Gargoyle mags that just like, yeah, negative 100. So it's very flexible for your negatives. It's not the end of the world, especially if you're using, like, let's say you used not KG dolls, sorry. But if you had like 2 Kodanoas and a Frozen Hell, if you wanted to double up on your ice, the Kodanoa's like fire would negate the negative fire on it. Not that that really matters, just defensively, I would say. You wouldn't really go out of your way to do that. And then it gives 40 critical force, which I think is one of the highest amounts of any Magatama in the game to, like, just by itself give 40 crit force. That is the equivalent of a very average 3 unblinking eye ornamentations on like a Lychee or a Senryu, something like that, which is the max you could get is like 45% on a triple Orna, so like a knowledge, something like that. They also have 25 cooldown, which is, again, massive. A massive amount of cooldown just from 1 mag, but they do increase your durability consumption 65%, which is about the equivalent of wearing 2 knowledges, I want to say, which is fair, but if you're in Vanguard anyway, it doesn't matter. So this is a big mag. I've done Maze on mine. I believe Maze, the ornamentation is very, very synergistic with this. The Maze ornamentation, I believe I have my middle one here, I do maze on it. I don't have the best of rolls with my maze, to be honest. I don't usually reroll mags too much, but I was happy getting 27 extra holy from maze. But maze, if you're lucky, maze is an ornamentation. It's like 4 chakra. It has a chance of giving you holy and ice element on a single roll. I know Lyra, my good friend, has capitalized on that, and he has an unholy frozen hell. That man was so horny for this stuff when it first came out. My God, he's got one with like, it's like a bit more. It's like I think it's a double maze one, but it's got like ice holy, or some unholy combination of just massive synergy. So basically, maze has a chance of giving you ice and holy on a single roll, and that could be anywhere from like 17 to 35 element. And if you're willing to like re-roll these mags, they can get very, very, very powerful. Like mine, I just did like 1 roll of maze, double confining to give it critical, and have that 55 chakra meta, basically. But at 140, I could play a bit more. But still, maze frozen hell's very, very powerful combination. You can get like you could probably get like this one has 107 holy on it right now. But if I would have got an ice roll, it would have been like 100 and some holy, and then like 80 ice or more. Like, it's very, very powerful. Very good Magatama. The biggest thing I will say about Frozen Hell is, like, yeah, you can do a lot of good ornaments on it. It's got 3 slots. Very fantastic mag. And you can get all the recipes just running. The Frozen Hell recipe itself, you get it from rewards. I have like 20 in storage. They're not that uncommon. You just keep running Hell Dungeons. I'm pretty sure we have to fight an Arch Death Scythe and then a Reaper. No, an Arch Death Scythe is a Reaper. An Arch Death Scythe and then like a green Tiamat. Or no, Typhoon. I'm getting all my words messed up. I just woke up. But yeah, you have to fight an Arch Death Scythe that's weak to Holy and Lightning. And then you fight a Tiamat or a Typhoon, I think, is weak to fire, or maybe lightning. I don't remember. He's pretty weak though. He dies pretty quickly. Anyway, on Hell, you have a chance of getting your reward to be the Frozen Hell recipe. A lot of people have gotten it. I have 20 extra ones in storage. If I could trade them, I would. You get them all the time. And it has a whole exchange shop. There's probably going to be scraps and stuff in there. That's going to be fun. Yeah, so Frozen Hell mag, huge. Also, traditionally with Makami, if you can do like the quote-unquote Oni mode for this event, which is basically you fight Makami by yourself, no Vanguard, no mount, just you, a fire weapon, and slow pretty much. If you can do that 50 times, you will get a free Frozen Hell mag from rewards. I think that's the one I have here, my third one. I got it from rewards. It's the one that's unornamented, 50 grade. That's the one we got from achievements. So if that is something you're capable of doing, I'm probably going to do it again. I'm probably going to do it this time. Last time it came around, yeah, this is our 3rd time with it. Last time it came around, I was like, I'm going to do this. I did it like 10 times, and I'm like, fuck this. But now with like 10 show weapons and stuff, like that's probably not going to be a big struggle for me. I'm probably trying to do that. The only thing, and I will criticize this, is that in the past, like traditionally, this Makami fight, it's always been non-partyable. Like, I feel like there should be 2 versions of it, honestly. Like, I feel like the achievement should just be defeat Makami X times, 50 times, and it should be like you have a single one that you can do 3 times a day, and then there should be a party one that you could do 3 times a day to expedite how fast you can do the runs, like how many runs you need to get 50, you can do it double fast. But I find it annoying when they do events, like, yeah, I get it lore-wise, you want to 1v1 the boss, but at the same time, you know, it's an MMO, we want to play together, that's why we enjoy purgs, that's why we enjoy big boss monsters to fight, and things, people to team up with, to have fun. I'm not a big advocate, I'm not a big fan of, go be forced to solo this. Like, it's fine to, like, if you want to go solo something, by all means, we shouldn't be hyper-party dependent. But at the same time, we should also have the ability to, like, hey, do you want to go fight Makami 3 times a day? Yeah? Okay, let's go fight. Like, you know, be fun. Alright, so Frozen Hell, fantastic mag, I fully endorse it. The biggest thing about it is that it is one of the only holy mags in the entire game that is not negative dark. And I just want to stress why that is so important is because in scenarios where an enemy is weak to holy, chances are that monster is dark. Just traditionally, that's usually the case. And Frozen Hell is one of those rare situations, unless you're talking like a Himono or something, but an actual Skill Force mag with element that is holy but not negative dark. Like I believe the Lucifer mags, the Fallen Angel Punishment, just for comparison, they are also 80 holy, no lightning element on them, but they're negative 100 dark. So usually there's that duality, and it's vice versa. Like whenever you have something that gives you dark, it's usually negative holy. So Frozen Hell being this ice holy combination that's negative fire and negative mountain is really refreshing. There's been a lot of negative mountain stuff lately, but there's not really that many mountain enemies we fight. Unless they want to bring out, like, Lancelot Werewolf Purg, like, mountain's not a big issue, opponent-wise these days. So, negative mountain's really much a blessing. Like, Darkfin's negative mountain, Dullahan's negative mountain, I think, yeah. And these mags are negative mountain, negative fire, and, you know, as long as you avoid that combination, you're kind of fine. But yeah, like there's something really, it's really commendable to have a holy mag that's not negative dark. Like, absolutely. Okay, so next part of what is coming. So the next thing is we're getting a rerun of the Ice Wolf Makami outfits. I don't know if you guys have seen anyone wearing these. People have been wearing them again as of late. It's kind of interesting, just the timing of it. But these are special outfits. They're basically outfit packs. I think they're going for 150 OC. It says here, yeah, 150. Oh, excuse me. 150 paid OC to get a pack, and oh, no. It's not like that at all. Oh, never mind. Yeah, it is. So they come in 4 different colors. And there's a blue one, a purple one, a red one, and a silver one. And they come both male and female. And I have the website I'm using, the webpage I'm using is the Japanese one translated to English. I actually don't have the outfit. I can't show you. I never bought it in the past. But that's what I'm saying. I'm using the Japanese one, like English translate, so some things aren't perfectly translated, but 90% of like what is translated is pretty accurate. We'll get the concept, the general idea here. Some specifics may be lost in translation. So basically, they stress that while you can buy the packs, there's like 8 packs. So there's one for each 4 colors, but you can buy them for each gender because each gender of character has 2 different outfits. So I know in the past some people just bought them all, and traditionally these outfit parts are sellable to other people. So if you wanted to buy them and then try to sell them later for like double the price or something, that's on you. But yeah, it's weird. Like, these outfit parts are sellable, tradable to other players. I think that's because in case someone makes a mistake, they might be able to get a return on their OC. But traditionally, these outfit pieces are sellable. I've seen some stalls trying to sell them recently, parts of it. Yeah. So I think they're pretty cool. It's sort of like a Ice Wolfy Ninja kind of thing. I never got them in the past because I was like, I don't want to spend $15 on that. But those were different times. I'm kind of interested in the blue and the silver one. I don't know. I don't think they come with tickets. Yeah. So there's a reason why they're 150 OC and not 200. Like traditionally, let me pull it up right now in the shopping plaza just for a visual reference. Like let's say we have this Shingen pack. The Shingen pack is 200 OC. And what it comes with is the outfit, 5 limited gacha tickets, a transcendent smelting, transcendent ornamentation, and a max ticket, 500. Now these ones are going to come with a smelting amulet and a ornamentation amulet, but it just words them as super, super good. Although the ornamentation one is super, super, super good according to the translation. So it's probably transcendent. It's probably going to come with a smelting and an ornamentation transcendent. So that's probably how that's going to go. But it does not come with limited tickets. So if you do purchase the outfit, it does not come with limited tickets, so you will not be generating Yorozu. You're basically making a conscious decision to get an outfit that does not generate Yorozus. Okay, so that's the main distinction between this outfit pack and others, and it's probably because it's for the player, it's not for the Vanguard. So bear that in mind. So they're coming back. That's pretty nice. I know a lot of people that are interested in them, and as long as you can like pick what color you want, and you do get to pick what color you want, you know, you could just you know, it's just $15, something like that. Also, the black Makami skin it's supposed to come back as well. So this was released a couple months back. So I have it on my Fenrir here. The Sublime Makami. I think I read that it will also be for sale as well. It came back during, was it Dullahan or was it Christmas? Christmas it came back. Hey Roblox, how you doing? So I believe this one should be back as well. I read something about that in the notes. That for $5, basically, you will get a limited ticket, and you have access to getting the Sublime Makami outfit as well. Young Koropon wise, it's going to be a 5-partner character lineup. Makami is in it. I believe it's Makami, Lancelot, Kenshin, Venus, and Satan. So this outfit's back. This outfit's like $5 paid. It gets you a ticket back, so you're just basically getting your Yorozu, which is nice. But the Neon Koropon again is going to be Makami, Lancelot, Kenshin, Venus, and Satan. Makami is one of the best mounts in the game. Venus is a really, really good Vanguard. Satan gives you the highest attack percent bonus of all the assist characters. Kenshin is doo-doo butter, and Lancelot's a 150 Vanguard. That is really good. If you're interested in Makami, it's not a bad unit to roll. The only thing that's not good on it, in my opinion, is Kenshin. She's just too slow for the current meta. Like, whatever she can do, just other characters like Sugamo just blow her out of the water, and they're both in the same Yorozu shop. They're not limited at all. So that's pretty cool. What's the comments going on here? I need to pull that up. I need to wash my face. Jeez, YouTube's not putting my stream up for me. Usually, like, when I stream, like, my stream will be, like, the top thing on my YouTube that I can just look at. When you get home, yeah, KG's still here for a good week. We have exactly 1 week while KG's still here. KG and Shikibu, for that matter. About not having a good ice mag. Yeah, and the reason that we don't have a good ice mag is because we've never gotten the Redux event of Lucifer Aurora, which JP already had. So they do have ice knowledges. They do exist. But we skipped over it during the merge, and, 30 OC compared to that, I'll take it any day of the year, any day of the week. Absolutely. So I know ice is a very desired element for a lot of people. Generally, like, when I fought, like, especially with Ice Dragon Spiral, like, Valentine's event, this February, I was using 2 Frozen Hell Mags, a Chiami with double maze, which has, like, or not double maze, it's maze and a heavenly, but it was like a 50 ice Chiami, and then 2 Frozen Hells, and a lychee, I think. And yeah, I can show you the recipe. Absolutely, that's a good idea. and I was using a lychee, and I was using my my revolt that had triple ice dragon spiral, and my frozen shadow that has ice dragon spiral 7, and I was just blowing up the chocolate enemies, absolutely blowing them up. But sure, if you guys, that's a great point. If you guys want to see the Frozen Hell recipes, by all means. So the Frozen Hell mag is essentially the tier 4 of the horse mags. So when we look at the glistening snow mags and stuff, they're basically the same thing as, like, stat wise, they're the same thing as Gentle Breeze, Tempest, and no, I was using a lychee. I was getting the bonus. Like in that build, I was using 2 Frozen Hells, a Chiami with ice, and a lychee. That's what I was using when I fought Valentine's. Like 90% of the time, that's what I was using. Because that gave me, that's the whole, like, Frozen Hell, honestly, that's another good point. Just before I look at those mag recipes, like, I'll just to stress how valuable Frozen Hell is that I base the entirety of my revolt on the Frozen Hell existing. So my revolt, the Lucifer weapon, I didn't put Thundercrack and Rolling Thunder on it. You know, I didn't put any of that stuff. We as a spear do not have we as spear users do not have regular holy skills. That's not Zunda arrow or any of the Zunda skills or whatever. So because I used Frozen Hell mags, I based my whole revolt on this. And a good friend of mine, Scrublord, did the exact same thing. Like, he saw me streaming, making the weapon. He's like, you know, that's a friggin' good idea, because the Frozen Hell is our best holy mag, and we're probably going to use Frozen Hell with the revolt. And the revolt, you know, Judgment Cross, Ice Dragon Spiral, fantastic combination. Fantastic combination on the weapon. And that's just something to bear in mind. Like, sometimes your mags are so good that you can kind of redictate how you make a weapon. Like, just because a weapon doesn't have a certain element on it, it doesn't mean a skill can't be used on it based on your gear. You know, your gear is going to dictate what you do. Like, people that have knowledges, back in the day when knowledges were very meta and everyone had knowledge mags, chances are you just threw on a collapsing blade on your twin swords. You threw on a cursed arrow on some of your weapons if you already had the other elements on the weapon covered, if what you're using was always that element. Like, right now, we are in a generation of players that have a lot of Soaring Peak mags, players that have Lucent mags, players that have Katerian mags. So people that have, like, triple Katerian, they're going to run more fire on their weapons that are just not negative fire. It's going to happen. Lucent mags, people are going to have holy. They're going to run more holy skills on average than someone who, like, you know, has more options. You know, you play to your strengths. Like, the generation of players that started around New Year's or really got into the Honda event that have Soaring Peak mags. Soaring Peaks are the only tradable knowledge mag on our server. There are a lot of players that just buy them up. People put them in their stalls really cheap. Players buy them up. They're kind of set for life on Mountain. And you'll see more interest in, like, Spear's new Sublime, new Mountain skills. You know, that was a good play by Cyberstep. Everyone's got Mountain mags, release some new Mountain skills, release Mountain Sublimes, etc., etc. Weight of the Earth Sublime, it's in the Black Cat. I really encourage getting it. It's for the wand. It's literally Icicle Punishment for wand without iframes, but it's like 8 hits a cap. It's really good, nice ranged attack. Mountain works with Soaring Peaks. Absolutely recommend that. And that's the point. Basically, like, your build can out-dictate what your weapons do. Sometimes you just want the passive abilities of your weapons, and you play that to your strengths, and you do what you have to do. Great. Fantastic. So, on to what KMC brought up. Let's look at the recipes for Frozen Hell. I honestly didn't think of that, so I'm glad you brought that up. So if we go to Magatama Crafting, I have to find the friggin' things. I don't know what they are. I think they're skill mag. They're probably not skill mags. I don't know if they're they're untyped, because you cannot do Fated Contractor on these mags. They are untyped. So we'll be able to find them that way. So there they are. So snow, I can make a snow Magatama. So there's the 4 of them right there. They're all our ducks are in a row. There's the snow Magatama, 3 ornamentation slots, shaved ice Magatama, glistening snow Magatama, and frozen hell Magatama. So to reiterate, hello poems. So to reiterate, we're getting the Makami event back. Frozen Hell mags are going to be up for grabs again. Make sure you get the snow, shaved ice, and glittering sword Magatama recipes from the exchange shop. Frozen Hell Magatama comes as a reward from doing Hell. And if you do the thing where you fight Makami 50 times, you should get a free Frozen Hell mag. It is absolutely worth doing if it is within your power. If it's not, it's not. Main thing is try to get these recipes. It's just expedites your time because it's not heavily energy reliant. You just do a lot of glacies, I think. I don't know if it takes marrows or not. We're going to find out in a second. Apart from that, the Nyankoropan has Lancelot, who goes to 150, Kenshin, who's kind of doo-doo, Satan, Venus, and Makami. Everything but Kenshin in that lineup is very solid, very useful. Venus, one of the best Rain Vanguards, and one of the best support characters in the game. Lancelot, again, one of the best Holy and Rain characters in the game. Satan, one of the best assist characters in the game. If you don't have, like, Aoi or Kiritan, some really, really big damage there. Attack power. And Makami, one of the best mounts in the game as well. So that's your lineup. The Wolf outfit packs are coming back for 150 OC paid. Makami's outfit, the Sublime one's coming back. That's pretty much everything we've covered so far. And now we're going to look at the recipes for these mags. Okay, so the Snow Mag, very simple. Fuck, that's gross. Ah! Oh, I hate tentacle farming. Oh, no. Oh, I'm getting flashbacks. Anyway, tentacles aren't that bad. You can get them from breaking down mags. I've been breaking down a lot of North mags as of late. You can break down North mags, Mocha mags, things like that. They can generate into Fruited Transient's tentacle. Basically, Typhon drops. I believe you can also do the mags needed to make 105. So things like Cockatoo, Scorpion, all that stuff, they can break down into Fruited Transients and Tentacle as well. But I believe if you wanted to break down mags for some of these drops, Mocha mags would be your best bet. If you wanted to farm a bunch of weapons and mags and just feed them to your vanguards, by all means, that's always a good idea. Hey Akira, how you doing? So, it's simple in the fact that it's straightforward, but it's a lot of Typhon runs. For me, that's like a 3-minute dungeon. It's very annoying. I hate it. I made Redux weapons. I don't like running Sadomon. I don't. But it's what you gotta do for power. People have done it in the past. The exchange shop should also have a lot of these drops. I think there's like 50 tentacles like in there, like there was in the past. When the first time this event came out, they put 10 hidden helmets in that event. And we ran our ults through and we got all those fucking things. They put two hidden helmets in there, and we're like, alts, trade, yup, yep, we're good, yep, Grace, In the past, they did that. I don't know if they'll bring it back or not, but if they do, ooh, be nice. Let's pray for that. But they didn't have them the second time. They're like, oh, shit. We ran our ults through that. Oh, my God. Okay, so that's the Snow Mag. So again, it's just Idama, Ice Stone, Light Stone, and then 50 Tentacle, 50 Fruited Transients. It's kind of weird that they're both 50. Usually you would see 50-30, like with Shigaraki's and stuff, but not the case here. So that's the Snow Mag. As a Magatama, it gives you 50 Skill Force. If you're 105 or more, it gives you 80, another 30 more. And then it's 20 Ice, negative Fire, negative Mountain, 15 Crit Force. 15 Crit Force is pretty good. Not gonna lie. If this was like 10 chakra, it'd be interesting. If this was 10 chakra, god damn, that'd be great. That'd be the Crit Force mag. But it's not. Okay, so Shaved Ice Magatama. It requires the Snow Magatama, and then it requires an Ice Flurry Mag and a Raging Wind Magatama. These are obtained by doing Glaciers Typhon Reward Up Hell. Never do Glaciers without Reward Up. I'm telling you right now, it is atrocious. It is a waste of energy, and it's not worth your time. So Ice Flurry, Raging Wind Mag, just run Glaciers Typhon on Reward Up. And then you need 100 Idama, 100 Ice Stones, and 100 Light Stones. So right now we're looking at 150 Idama, 150 Light, and 150 Ice Stones. You need 20 Tentacles for this one. It's a bit more generous. So we're at 70 Tentacles total right now, and 80 Fruits of Transience. Why is it more? That's weird. That's weird. On average, a person should have more tentacles than Fruits of Transience, but here I am with those exact numbers in proportion to each other. And then you need Winds of Rage. These are the drops that always drop from Typhon. We kind of gave them a nickname that they're the Wind of Rage. We just call them farts. Because when you're trying to farm, like, Frozen Hellhorns, you always get Winds of Rage, like, ×4. And we started calling them farts because it's just an angry wind of rage. So we call them farts, basically. That was our little nickname. It's like, how was your run? Oh, I just got farted on. So that was our little terminology for that. And then you need 5 Frozen Hellhorns. So that's a pretty good ratio there. 30 to 5 sounds about right, but also it's probably 30 to 1, to be honest. So that's just for the Shaved Ice Magatama. The Shaved Ice Magatama is 60 Skill Force. If you're level 120 or more, you get another 40. So 100 Skill Force unconditionally, so long as you're 120. And then it gives you 40 Ice, 20 Holy, negative 25 Fire, negative 20 Mountain Element, 25 Crit Force, 15 cooldown, and increases durability by 40%. That's a good observation. So if you wanted to pre-farm, you can get some Winds of Rage and Frozen Hellhorns in our current Meta KG event if you haven't done so already. If you are interested in the Frozen Hell Mags, I would recommend getting Frozen Hellhorns. As a general rule of thumb, if Frozen Hellhorns are available in an exchange shop, you get them. Winds of Rage, debatable. Depends how many drops you're getting based on bonus characters and stuff, how far you're willing to go. But on average, if you see like premium drops that are usually like 50 plus energy to run, like if you see things like Tease of Eternal Night, maybe, but like Horn Sculptures, Frozen Hellhorns, like basically all the stuff you need for Tempest, things like that, like big warding drops, you get that stuff from the exchange, like Marrows, Wings, Scales, Jewels. Now, if they have a Purg, you might not need to. But Gargoyles, you pretty much always do it because of their prevalence in things like Frozen Fortune and Kodonoa Mags. Yeah, could be the third free mag, yeah. I didn't get the second one because I already had 3, but I'll probably get this one. See what we can do with it, ornament it for fun or something like that. You know, I have more chakra now than I did, so I'm interested in it. So then, that's the Shaved Ice. Now we have the Glittering Sword. So Glittering Sword, before I get into the recipe, Glittering Sword, right now, this thing you're looking at right here, 8 Purity, 45 Chakra, difficulty removal hard. It gives you 100 Skill Force unconditionally, and then it gives you another 30 Skill Force if you're 125 or more, and then if you're 130 or more, you get another 30 Skill Force. So you're looking at 160 Skill Force unconditionally. So long as you're, there's no HP requirement. I'll say that a lot. To me, I think it's unconditional. 60 Ice Element, 40 Holy, negative 40 Fire, negative 40 Mount Element, and then 35 Crit Force, 20 cooldown, and increases durability reduction 45%. Really quick, let me just compare this to something. So if I go to production cost for Magatamas, you can see right here that we have these mags at the top. So we have, like, the Magatama of Incredible Winds is the Fujin mag. It is Purity 8, 45 Chakra, and it gives you 160 Skill Force at 130 plus, 60 Wind, 40 Ice, negative 40 Lightning, plus 40 Mountain, negative Ice plus Mountain. Anyway, 35 Crit Force, 20 cooldown, and 45 reduction. Lightning Scorch, the exact same thing, just change the number, just change like the elements around. Basically, the Glistening Sword mag is the same thing, like in practice, just change the numbers around, change the elements around as the other horse mags. So basically, we can say that these are mount mags at this point, because any Magatama based on a mount has this kind of stat distribution. So even if for whatever reason you do not manage to get your hands on the Frozen Hell Magatama recipe because it is a reward drop, I've gotten it 20 times. I think people have a really good chance of getting it. Glistening Sword is still really good. Horse mags are fantastic. You can do great ornamentations on this thing. It's 45 chakra. Feel free. It's good. But I just want to make that reference that it's the exact same as the others stat-wise. So you can get this no problem very easily from the exchange shop. So it should be an option as well. So to make the Glistening Sword, you need a Shaved Ice Magatama, which is the previous form of the Magatama. And then you need the Frozen Sky Magatama and the Stormy Sky Magatama. If you do Glacier's Reward Up, and again I will stress, only ever do Reward Up. Never do Glacier's Typhon non-Reward Up. Ever. You should have these no problem. I broke all mine down in the past, so I'd have to run it more. It takes 200 Idama, 200 Ice Stones, 200 Light Stones, 50 Winds of Rage, and 15 Hellhorns. So like you're going to need 20 Hellhorns all together. And I think 80 Winds of Rage? Something like that? I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure it was like 80. Anywho. And it also takes 15 Pure White Plumes, which is a Lucifer drop. That is the only new drop that enters this pool. 15 Pure White Plumes. If you've ever been around for Lucifer Purg or Lucifer Reward Up, you're going to have some plumes. Sometimes these are in exchange shops, so keep your eyes open for them. If we're lucky, I think it's Fujin's exchange shop. Fujin's exchange shop should have some pure white plumes for us to get. Oh, no, it's not Fujin's exchange shop. It's Makami's exchange shop. Anyway, hopefully there'll be some plumes for us to take there. But again, you're going to need 20 Frozen Hellhorns altogether. You're going to need, I believe, 80 Winds of Rage or 70. I have to go look at it again, because I just wanted to make that comparison. I can't shut that off. How did I find it before? There they are. It's just in reverse order now. So, let me just double check. So, yeah, you're going to need 50 Tentacles and 50 True to Transients for the first one. And then you need another... You need 30 Winds of Rage for the second form. So we're looking at like 80 Fruits of Transients and 70 Tentacles. And then the third form does not take them anymore. Oh, I didn't look at the Frozen Hell yet. Holy shit. Yeah, lots of farming for sure. So I'm just trying to tally this up. So 50 Tentacles and Fruits of Transients. And then another 20. So 80. Yeah. Okay, so you need 80 like 70 Tentacles and 80 Fruits of Transients. I think that's pretty fair. That's not bad. I always multiplied it by 3, so I was like, oh, these numbers suck. But just for one, it's 80. Hellhorns, we're looking at 20 up until Frozen Hell. And then you need a lot of stones, like probably 500 stones of each per mag. And then we have the Frozen Hell mag, the final one. Again, you're going to need the Glistening Sword mag. And then you're going to need 4... Like the 4 Glaciers mags, you'll get them just running it on a Thursday. It's Wednesday now for us because of the time change, but Thursdays is it'll say the Thursday dungeon, but it's Wednesdays for us now, I think. Yeah, same day as Lich Reward Up. And you need 900 ice. Oh my god, it's like a 2,000 stone. It's like a 1,500 stone thing. 900 ice stones, 900 light stones, 250 Winds of Rage. Oh my god, why? Oh my, you gotta run the shit out of Glaciers. Oh my god. Like, I'm gonna give you some advice here. If you're trying to make a Frozen Hell, when you get the glistening sword, ornament this with maze, okay? Trust me. Hear me out. Ornament glistening sword Magatama with maze, okay? Like, use your buttons, use your band-aids, use your stuff. But like, if you can get good maze rolls on a glistening sword along the way, and it's really good. Like, if you get, like, let's say you do maze twice and you get ice holy, you might want to keep this mag and just make another one and keep it around, because it does have lower chakra than the Frozen Hell. Like, we did this for horse mags. Like, if you could get like a super amazing rumbling, although it never happened to me, like rumbling or tempest, you know, it'd be worth keeping because they are a triple slot mag. Like, this is still a horse mag, you know. Like, and if ever you decide you don't need it, you want to go for a full 3 Frozen Hells or whatever you want to do, then you can make the choice to upgrade it. But in the interim time between making Glistening Sword and Frozen Hell, feel free to ornament this however you please. You cannot do Fated Contractor on it. You can only do Confining Terror, like Inevitable Last Stand, things like that. But Maze is very, 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 very nice on it if you want to play with some ornamentations. If you can get Holy and Ice on it, like twice, like what would that run you? Because you're at 45, so if you did 4 and 4, so you'd be at 49, then you jump to 53, and then you jump to 57. 57's kind of manageable, honestly. Like, that's like a fusion bear, but +1. If you could get, like, let's say you had like perfect maze, like you had like Ice Holy, or yeah, if you had like Ice Holy, Ice Holy, Ice Holy 3 times in a row, your Glistening Sword could be hella fine. Hella fine. Same thing as a Frozen Hell, but you'd be 3 chakra less. But it's already like a 60 ice mag. So if you got at least, let's say 25, if you got at least 25 element, you'd be adding 75 element to this mag. And you could be looking at, like, let me do some math, 135 ice potentially. If you got 25 every time, you'd be looking at 135 ice, 115 holy on a 57 chakra mag if you did triple maze and you had good ornaments. Like, Glistening Sword is not a bad mag. So in the interim, exactly, it's just a mini Frozen Hell. The only difference is there's 5 less cooldown and 5 less crit force. And, you know, less element, 20 less ice, and 20 less holy. But if you can supplement that with ornamentations, it might be a bit cheaper than doing the whole Frozen Hell grind, because, you know, you still need to get 250 Winds of Rage, and you need about 40 Hellhorns with exchange shops and stuff. Hellhorns are not that big of an issue. I mean, right now we do have them in the KG shop. They are sellable. I don't recommend them. You'll get them on Reward Up. But again, only run Glacies on Reward Up. Treat it like an LTD, but like you just do it as many times as you want once a week. You know, that's my advice. You also need 3 Fallen Crosses from Lucifer. Again, if you did anything at all Lucifer Purg wise on Hell, you have a shit ton of these. I know I do. I made the weapon and I have 600 Fallen Crosses. Like, yeah. And they do show up in exchange shops from time to time. You only need 3. It should be a minor concern at this point. Getting them. Exchange shops do hand them out pretty handily. Worst case scenario, you could buy them, but they're expensive as heck, so whatever. Anyway, Frozen Hell mags are amazing. They're really good. Let me just go, lastly, just read Frozen Hell again. Do we get Lucifer LTD? Lucifer LTD happens occasionally. Like, I mean, as long as you get these recipes, you can do it whenever, at your leisure, at a later point in time. But Frozen Hell mags are very huge. Glistening Sword as well. But to finish it, one sec here. Okay, so this mag, again, Frozen Hell, is a 10 Purity Magatama, 48 Chakra, 4,550 defense at grade 0, 3 ornamentation slots, The Frozen Hell gives you 120 skill force unconditionally, and then another 60 skill force if you're 130 or higher. So we're looking at 180 skill force unconditionally. And what is a Glistening Sword? Glistening Sword is 160, so 20 more skill force in the Glistening Sword. So it's basically just like definitely an increase for 3 chakra. You do get, basically for 3 chakra, you get 20 skill force, 20 holy, and 20 extra ice, 5 cooldown, 5 crit force, and 20% more reduction. The mag will be what? Do I think the mag will be there this time? I'm pretty sure it was in the... Frozen Hell was a reward in the achievements last time. It wasn't absent. I don't know what you mean. Like, I know you can't buy the Frozen Hell Magatama from the exchange shop. Like, the Frozen Hell Magatama recipe is a reward. Like, it's reward from Hell. From any of the dungeons. From Makami's dungeon, from the one with the Reaper, from the one with the... What's his name? The Reaper, or the Wind Typhoon. It's a reward. I don't know what you mean by absent, because I remember it being in the exchange. It was in the achievements last time for doing 50 runs, and I did 12 of them, and then I just stopped. Like, it's always been there. I don't think it was absent. I feel like you might be mistaken. But I don't know if you're referring to the recipe or the mag. No, it's not in the shop. Yeah. Yeah, like, just for reference. I don't know if I still have them or not. I might have got rid of them. But I had, like, a shit ton of these in storage. Just like, oh, what if they make it tradable someday? Like, you know? Like, that could help a lot of people. I don't know if I still... Yeah, I still... Oh, I thought I had 20 of them. Sorry, I have 3. I've gotten 3 extra ones. My bad. I thought I had 20 of these in storage. I was thinking of, like, Fusion Bear stuff. So I got 4 Frozen Hell recipes when I ran it. So it's not 20. Sorry, that was my mistake. I was misremembering. But I did get 4 Frozen Hell recipes when I was running. I haven't heard of too many people with difficulty getting it. But again, even if you don't, Glistening Sword is still really good. Triple Maze, you won't regret it. Unless you get shit Ornas. But that's what Ornamentation rerolls are for. So that's great. Fantastic. Okay. So next on our chopping block of things to talk about, again, thank you to Haruka for looking at the recipes. It was very good to look at, examine, things like that. Really good segment. So, in this event, my computer shut off because I talked too long. This event coming will have, guess what? A new Blaze Mag! Yay! Woohoo! Blaze Mag! Yeah! So there's an Ice Blaze Mag coming. Blaze Mags, are we going to start calling them cooldown mags? Because that's their only saving grace at this point. Basically, it's like a 10 chakra mag that gives you 10 cooldown, 1 ornamentation slot. It lets you do 100k more damage when you hit cap, which is negligible at best. But the cooldown on it is nice. If you need the 10 extra cooldown, it's pretty good. It's almost like just having an ornamentation on your 4th slot. That part is understood. So Blaze Mags are on the way. Ice Blaze Mag is coming. So you know what we do with these Ice Blaze Mags? We take a hammer and we break them and we take their balls. Okay, so new ornamentations are coming that are going to take the balls of the glacies, the Blaze Mags of Ice, whatever they are. Whatever their name is. They're like Dragon Brain or some bullshit. I don't know. Anyway, there's a new ornamentation that is coming, and it is friggin' good. Okay, this is the, you could have a notification on Twitter, and you're just like that guy from Ratatouille just reading it like, holy shit, what is this? Oh my god. Like, it's actually really good. So what we're looking for is something called Dead Satin and Dead Dragon Brain. So those are the new balls. That's the Japanese to English translation of it via Google. So something, the dead balls. Anyway, That's what they are. They're not Dragon Balls or Dead Balls. So these are going to be added to Kaguya's ornamentation level. They're going to come at 3 different levels, and they're showing us the highest form of it. They don't show us the level 1 and 2 version as ornamentation, which I'm very, very curious to see what the 1 and 2 version of, because the 3 ornamentations can only be done, like they'll have like the Roman numeral 3 on them, the 3 lines. That's what they're called. They're called the dead something. They're the dead brain and the dead Saturn. So they're the dead balls, in my opinion. Dead balls. Easy to remember, not easy to forget. So basically how it works out is like you can only do like the 3 ornamentation on Magatamas with 11 chakra. Like no, 11 purity. My bad. 11 purity. So we're talking about things like prodigals, Dragon Arc mags, or Purg mags essentially, and mod mags, things of that sort. I don't think cut mag is 11. I think cut mag is 10, just because it's like the most recent one. Bolt is a purity 7. That's a purity 5. Incredible Winds, purity 8. Cut mag is purity 10. So you would need like the soul. You would need like the final form of a purgatory mag, or you would need a prodigal or a mod to ornament the big one. Anyway, I'm not really advocating for the big one until we know what the 2 and 1 version of it is, because there's like Inevitable Last Stand 3, which is like you get like I think 2,000 or 1,500 attack or something, and like a bunch of skill force. Anyway, like there's like a super version of it with like really high guaranteed stuff, but they're like 8 chakra. They're almost unmanageable in some cases. But anyway, this ornamentation, I can't wait to see what the lower levels are, because they're going to be much, much more delicious if they are similar to how the other lower levels are of this ornamentation. Anyway, what this ornamentation does, this is what we're looking for. It's something called Tenkishi's Blacksmith. Tenkishi's Blacksmith is going to be the blacksmith ornamentation. You'll hear that's probably the abbreviation will be blacksmith if it translates that way officially. So what it does, you need 10 of the dead balls of each to make it, to do this big ornamentation. You get a guaranteed 15% maximum HP. You get, I'm going to save it for last. You will get weapon consumption durability reduced by 25 to 40%. So whatever you do this ornamentation on, you're kind of making it take more dura from your weapons, which means it's really good for vanguards. Anyway, and it also has an immunity to paralysis times 10. So immunity rolls are kind of rare. You'll only really see them on like things like Untarnished Weapon and Avengers on Monsters, which have immunities to stop and paralysis. Usually it's just one, and then they go on a cooldown until they reactivate. But this one says it just you resist getting paralyzed like 10 times. Like, you just get that resistance. So, like, if you've done Osame Purg at all this past week, and you fought the crystals, like, sometimes their lightning just paralyzes you, and it's annoying, and you, like, Mega Potion or whatever, or you go into Cage's Mount form, whatever you gotta do to get rid of that status, like Blitz Tiamat, same thing. This should have an immunity to paralysis, so it's good for running Blitz Tiamat, things like that. You know, because that's the most common form of paralysis on a daily basis. If you want medals and things like that. But the big thing about this ornamentation is that it has attack percent. This is the first time, in my knowledge, to have a significant ornamentation for attack percentage at our control. To make a comparison of how rare and powerful attack percent is. Accessories, their main thing. It says 15% attack, it's good, it's fine. You have things like the KGs that have 25% attack. It doesn't even matter what affinity they are. If you have 2 KGs accessories, you're getting 50% bonus attack based on your base attack value. And then you're getting all the other yummy, yummy commodities that come with it. Like, when we wear 2 accessories on average, exactly, you know what's going on. On average, 2 accessories gives us 30% attack. Sometimes if you have Odas, that's 40% attack. If you have Shiro's, I think that's also 50% attack. If you have Toshi's, that's 50% attack. Or not Toshi, sorry. Fuck, what's her name? Keiji's and Honda's are 20% attack as well, 40% attack. Although the affinity plus 50% kind of wins out on Toshi, in my opinion. But yeah, so and the only other Magatama that has like attack percent is the Burai, which is just a flat 15%, which makes it usable, and we have the Kotanoa Redux Mags, and one of their main powerful points to them is, yes, they do give you 15% defense, which is huge, but they also give you, when your health is over half, you gain 10% attack. So triple Redux, and we saw this the other day with the Osame weapon. I was trying to build for Rain while losing attack percent, essentially, by taking off Kotanoas, that the attack percent kind of fought with not having element, and they were like neck and neck with each other. Like without Rain element, the attack percent went kind of like it was really good. Like I didn't even need Rain to get like similar damage with the bonus attack percent. So like essentially the best build I could have had was like 3 Kotanoas and 2 Leviathans, and it was just like so much attack percent. So basically 3 Redux Mags is the same thing as having it's the same thing as having 4 accessories essentially on average, because you're getting 10% attack, 10% attack, 10% attack over half, so you're at an extra 30% attack plus your accessories. That's another 30% attack, upwards to 50% attack if you have like KGs or whatever you're using. You know, it's based on your build, your class, how you play, what you have, but generally attack percent is friggin' huge. Like when I was re-rolling my Osame weapon earlier this week, and I had a low attack roll on my Uryu. Like, my Uryu had, like, 13-2, 13-4. When my weapon had a plus 13-4, 13-5 enhancement, it was 3,000 attack less than my Gakuho weapon that was, like, plus 14-6. Like, base attack matters so much. Like, that, on the weapon here, it says 12-3-20 plus 14-1-7-8. Those values there are considered base attack, flat attack. Anything that is a flat attack increase is added into your total attack, and then after it's all combined and tallied up, then it gets amplified by your attack percent. Attack percent is like the multiplicative that happens at the end result of your sum, and that increases it further. And like, let's say for example I wanted to take off a Toshi. Toshi does give me affinity as well. Affinity is also tabulated into base attack calculations, or flat attack. Affinity is flat attack, but it's conditional on what weapon you hold. But if I take off a Toshi, I lose 12,000 attack. It's kind of a bad example because I have the affinity for that. But if I were to swap it with a Leviabetis, which is 20% attack, although it's wand and staff affinity, something I'm not currently using, you can see that even though I lose 4,000 affinity from, like, my Toshis give me 70% affinity, my affinity number right now is 11,000. If we subtract the 4,000 difference, that's a nice little number there. So if we take away the 4,000 attack, because the Leviabetis does give me 20% attack, even though I'm losing that affinity, I'm only losing 5,800 attack as opposed to losing 12,600 attack. And Dragon Arc weapons, this is why it was such a big deal for me, is that they have an unconditional, the Purgatory Dragon Arc weapons have an unconditional just gain 30% attack. It's in the middle there, after Skill Force and before Crit Force 30% attack unconditionally, which is the same thing as having 2 accessories. So when you use a Purgatory weapon Dragon Arc, essentially, because they have the 30% attack multiplier on them, if you're using a Dragon Arc, you're basically having a whole other 2 sets of accessories. So you have 30% attack from the Revolutions, you have 30% attack from your accessories, and then if you have 3 Kotanoas, again, you have another 30% attack. So that's 90% attack. You're almost doubling your attack percent, your attack power based on percent. It's a 90% increase. It's huge. But the main thing I noticed was that when I had my Uryu weapon compared to my Horyu weapon, when this had a low grind, like the flat attack wasn't as high, it was a 3,000 attack difference. Even when I had it at 13.9, which is what I thought was okay, it was still like a 1,100 or 1,400 attack difference. Like, attack percent is so huge. That's all I'm trying to get across here. I'm not trying to gloat or anything. I'm trying to say, like, it's such a magnanimous amount. Like, right now, with this current build of 2 CLOs, or CLO double Redux, whatever is my dark build, like, this is a dark build. A dark build is Redux plus element and element. Like, that's how it kind of looks in today's age, because attack percent is so huge. It's meta defining. Like, if I were to change from my Horyu at 72,476 to my Uryu, which only has a 500 attack difference, my attack goes down 900 points on this current build. Like, 71555 goes to 72495. So it's a 900 attack difference. 900 attack is a huge value, and that's, you know, derived off the 500 I get. And that, you can clearly see, that is a 80%. That is an 80% difference, because because the weapon gives us 30, this gives us 30, and the 2 Redux give us 20. So that's 30, that's 80%. So there's definitely, like, you can see the 80% increase off of the 400%, the 400 attack that they have between them in difference. So anyway, attack percent on an ornamentation is huge. That's all I'm trying to get across. These ornamentations, they're going to be amazing. Like, these might be worth investing in the point Daruma to make sure you buy these balls every month. Like, I'm probably going to do that. I'll set aside some paid OC. I'll keep trading points into the Daruma every month. I got to do that this week, actually. If I don't do that tomorrow, I'm kind of boned. I have to do that. Finish off the point Daruma this week. You can only save up to 500,000 points of Daruma at a time, but that shouldn't be a problem. But yeah, these balls are going to be amazing. You can get like 2 a month, and then they regenerate like 1 a month every month or something like that. They take a while to get, but having them is huge. Yeah, so based on how these mini forms of these ornamentations are going to look, I mean, yeah, it's 5 months now, but here's a big quote for you. This is a very good motivational thing I've read, is that, you know, 5 months from now, 6 months from now, 3 months from now, a year from now, you'll be glad you started today. And that's true for saving, investing, passion projects, art, just things you want to do, cleaning, remodeling. You know, a month from now, a week from now, a year from now, you'll be glad you started today. Because if you don't, a year from now, you'll be like, fuck, I wish I started that. Anyway, you know, yeah, it takes a long time, but, you know, we're not trying to make an abyss here. We're trying to make mags. So I have something very similar to this, which I can, if my game doesn't crash from changing mags, I have a Burai that has Inevitable Last Stand on it. So, fuck, that's a lot of attack. Jesus Christ. Fuck. Okay, so, that's a lot. So, this is kind of like the same process, but in reverse, okay? So, Inevitable Last Stand is one of the best ornamentations because it gave us flat attack and skill force values. Like, I have a Senryu that has triple Inevitable Last Stand. I use it all the time. The mag in total gives me 120 skill force, like 1500 attack. It's really good. So this Burai is essentially, like, this is kind of, it's basically the Burai ornamentation, because the ornamentation increases your durability consumption and gives you 15% attack. The ornamentation is essentially the same thing as a Burai. It's just in reverse. So the Burai, my Burai has Inevitable Last Stand on it. So it got really low skill force rolls. It's about 15% skill force. Who cares? You know, it's just something. It's nice. The most you can get is like 30. So because it gives you a flat attack chance, like I almost got a max roll like 492 on one of them and 339 on the other one for flat attack. So this mag essentially grants 820 base attack, somewhere around there, like 821, something like that. No, 831, I think. So we carry over the 2, we're looking at 342 plus 90, so yeah, like 332, 832 base attack. So then it gives me, you know, almost 900 attack, 800 attack, and then it gets the 15% attack bonus from being a Burai. This is a very small example, but if I put it on, I gain 7,025 attack. Okay? Like, I lose a lot of defense because it's yellow, whatever, I lose a lot of crit. But if I put on the Burai, I gain a lot of attack. It went up 7,000. Now, usually I don't do a lot of affinity stuff, but I should have a lot of open chakra right now. So, like, and so basically, if this ornamentation at lower levels is really cracked, a lychee with triple rolls of it. If you could get if this ornamentation, if it plays out like that, it's 5 to 8% attack, and then like if it's something like that, like if the baby ornamentation is like 5 to 8% attack, and then the if the baby ornamentation is like 5 to 8%, and then the 2 ornamentation is like 5 to 10 or something like that. Like, if they are decent in any way at all, the mini ornamentations, depending on their chakra requirement, I don't know how high a lychee goes or what its purity is, but if you can put this on a lychee that gives you already affinity, which is quote-unquote base attack, it might be cracked. It might be stupid good. Because a lychee does give you affinity as well if you're not already capped on it. I'm trying to find one. I don't use lychee that often, but I have a triple crit one. So if I put on the lychee, I gain 7,000 attack because it gives me vitality. No, it gives you 10 vitality if using the weapon. And it gives you 35% affinity, increases your durability reduction, gives you 15 lightning, 15 mountain, and negative rain and negative wind. It just says boom. So if I were to put that on, you know, my attack jumps to 86,944, my crit 66. Like, it's a purity 5 mag. So if I can find the Senryu real quick, we'll be able to determine if lychee is a skill mag, is it? I think lychee is a skill mag. I'm not too sure. Because my Senryu has the triple inevitable. So Senryu is purity 5 as well. Senryu is also purity 5. My Senryu, my Senryu does give me a lot of attack, gives me 120 skill force. It lets me use a lot of fun kooky builds with it. But yeah, like if, for example, like, this might be worth building getting another Senryu or getting a Senryu for. I don't know how many times you can get it from Nairi's shop, a Senryu. I know I had one from Rolling, and I got one. I haven't got one from him yet because I keep spending my medals, but if, for example, we can do Inevitable 1 or Inevitable 2, like Blacksmith 1 or Blacksmith 2 on a Senryu, and we get all this skill force from the mag itself, like 90 skill, it's 90 skill force. It's basically a literature for like 15 chakra, if you're level 125, which I hope you are. If not, it's a goal. It also gives you SP and SP reduction, it's fine. But basically the main thing is that it has 3 ornamentation slots. If we could get like 5% attack like 3 times on it, or 10% attack, like, it's disgusting. Like, how flexible your build goes with this ornamentation. It's meta defining based on how it goes. It could be interesting. It's going to depend how it unfolds. We'll have to see what it looks like next week, next Friday. We'll definitely have a look at that. But if these ornamentations play out well, Cyberstep did a good one. Because they've been like making these new ornamentations lately, and they're like, hey, you have a chance to get 1 out of 8 of your affinities. And it's just like, how about no? Like, yeah, the cooldown on it's cool, but what if I don't get, like, what if I get sword affinity? Like, you know, what if I get something else? Like, it's too much luck. Too much luck. Too much hyper whaledom they're encouraging there. I don't like that. Do not like that. But this ornamentation, it's going to be up there. It's going to be like, You know, we have our faded, heavenly, all the maze and all that stuff. Maze, crosswise, ornamentations. And then you're going to see Inevitable Last Stand and Blacksmith. Blacksmith is definitely going to be a big Orna. I think it's going to overtake Inevitable Last Stand, honestly. Inevitable Last Stand was really good. It is really good, but attack percent, that's crazy. Like, and another thing that I'm really thinking of, I didn't really think of Lychee when I woke up this morning and was going to make this video. But what I am really thinking of is, well, where did that go? My Cielo. So I have Cielos that I've made in the past. This one is crit. It's a triple crit one. It's really good. 32 critical on one mag. That's its roll. I have 2 other Cielo mags that have like shit Ornas on them. I would remove those Ornas. Cielo is a mag. It's an older mag that was part of the Yogg event, but it's got 43 chakra, one of the lowest chakra counts of like any endgame mag, high level mag. It's a 130 level Magatama, one of the only ones in the game. And its chakra cost is 43 min. So if I just do these ornamentations, you know, I have a lot of room. I have a lot of leeway to get a lot of attack percent. If I could get like on the 2 ornamentation, if I could get like a triple good Cielo, like 40, it's 43 chakra. So if the middle one's going to be 5 chakra, let's just say I do that big one, the 5 ball one. So if we do that one, like in Blacksmith 2, if I did Blacksmith 2, so 43 goes to 48, 48 goes to 50, 53. We'd be looking at 53, 53 chakra from, and if that gets me like 20% attack or something huge, like, oh boy. And then, like, could I afford a third one at that point? You'd be looking at a 58 chakra mag, and if it was like 30% attack, like if it was like each roll was 10% attack on the 2, that'd be perfect. That'd be freaking crazy to have a mag like that. It'd be the equivalent of having 3 Kota Noahs. Now, what's to say why? Well, can you also do this on a Kota Noah? Absolutely. Based on how the ornamentations come, you could choose to do a Kota Noah that already gives attack percent and roll more attack percent on it. You know, it's going to be so flexible. Like, it's going to come down to what options you have. Another great point that was brought up in the chat I was in last night, we were talking about it, and the horse mags, especially the Glistening Snow, the same thing that's just coming out, they're going to be a good contender for these as well, because like Incredible Winds, Glittering Snow, Glistening Snow, and the Rumbling Mag, they are all really, really good contenders for this ornamentation. I do have an Incredible Winds that I made recently because an event, the Fox event, just gave me enough drops to get one. So I have one right here, the Magatama of Incredible Winds. It had its chakra reduced a couple of years back because it was such high chakra that it wasn't being used. And Cyber was like, why aren't people using it? It was like too high chakra. So they reduced the chakra count from 55, or 56, I think, to 45. And it's one of the lowest chakra counts for a big mag. Like Cielo's an exception at 43, but that's an event-only item. But for the general populace, the general player base, this is something everyone has equal access to, is the horse mags. And like, it's funny, we're going full circle talking about all these mags, and I'm really excited about it. So a horse mag, if you know you have 3 ornamentation slots, you have 45 chakra. So if you did, like, let's say the blacksmith ornamentation, and you do like, you can't do the big huge one, obviously, because you need 11 purity for that. That can only really effectively be done on what I want to say is a prodigal, because prodigal is only 35 chakra, or a mod. But prodigal is the safest bet because it's just universal. It's not element based. Like something this universally powerful, like attack percent, you'd want on a prodigal so that you would have skill force for your class that works on every weapon you use. And then you'd supplement your element with other mags. That's how I would look at it. Like, I don't think you would do it on a mod. Like, a mod mag is more for, in my opinion, mods are more for Crosswise, Maze, Mushu Fushu, Jabberwock, all that stuff. It's more so for them, in my opinion. If your translation is correct, each Orn for attack percent will increase 8 chakra. Right. But you can't put the big one on. You cannot put the big ornamentation on a Coach and Noah. Those ones, that's what I'm saying right now, Kira. I appreciate your translation. I appreciate the help. But those ones cannot be put on anything. The big ornamentation, the 8 chakra one, cannot be put on anything that does not have 11 purity or more. They cannot be put on anything like that. So my focus is on like how good are the mini ornamentations, the rank 1 and 2 versions of Blacksmith. It depends how much attack percent they grant. If the baby one gives like 5 to 8, it's golden. If the middle one is like 5 to 10, well, I don't know. 5 to 8 is kind of cracked. I mean, sure, like I'm not the one in charge of balancing. They've already made these things. Like the baby one might be like 3 to 8. If it's like 3 to 8%, that's probably fair. It might be like 3 to 8 and then 5 to 10 and then 10 to 15. That would probably be the distribution, I would imagine. So probably it could even be 3 to 5. It could be 3 to 5 and then 5 to 10 and then 10 to 15. That might be the distribution. It's probably fair. That's probably the numbers they're working with. But if they're anything better than that, if it's like 1 to 5, it's like, ooh, that's kind of rough. But if it's like 3 to 5, that's fair. 3% still huge, because you could technically get 9% attack, which is a lot. Well, you could get like 15 to 9, which would be good. If it was 3 to 5, that's solid. That's fair. That's worth your money. If it's 3 to 5 and then it's 5 to 10. And then it's 10 to 15. We already know it's 10 to 15. If it's that kind of distribution, that's fantastic. And again, they do have HP percent on them guaranteed. You will always get HP percent. Assuming the ornamentation works like that. If it's not a pick and choose one. If it's just, hey, this is all the stuff, get it, but it varies. Okay, cool. But if it's 3 to 5 and then 5 to 10 and then 10 to 15, that's fine. That's fine. Anything more than that, great, welcome. But if it's 1 to 5, it's going to be, that's scary. Scary. I think the 2 might be the most desired one, the 5 chakra one. So if we did go with the 2, which we can put on this because it's purity 8, you would go from 45 to 50 chakra, then 50 chakra to 55 chakra on 2 ornamentation slots. If you did like the mini one, or the middle form. And that would pretty much get you anywhere from 10% bonus attack to, well, we're assuming it could either be 10% or 20% bonus attack, which is friggin' huge. It's wild. And these are mags that cannot normally receive faded, so it's a good option for them. Like I think they're one of the lowest chakra mags that is high level, so bear that in mind. So yeah, these ornamentations, I can't wait to see them next week. Like, they are going to be really good. They're going to really shape this game. Because, like, and another thing I was talking with Lyra earlier is that it might be a good idea to make mags, like, we have mags that have crit on them because crit is universally available. And attack percent is also universally useful as well, but you'd want both of them for sure. But it might be a good idea to start, with how many Oni modes come out with all these purgatories and things like that. Like, attack percent is just probably the best thing you could have in there. It might be a good idea to start making mags. We make a lot of mags that have element for Oni mode. Like, I know I have mags that don't have crit on them, and they just have element, like a shit ton of element, and I'll use them in Oni mode. And I was thinking, maybe we could start having just attack percent stuff on our element mags already, or with them, or in conjunction with them, to just do really good, to have a high base attack, powers up everything. It's just a universal buff. It's so good. But you're asking what mags have 11 purity on them? I'll tell you right now. So, the mags with 11 purity on them are the final forms of the Purgatory mags. So all of the Void Gargoyle mags, all of the Revolutions Dragon Arc mags, the final form, the 133 versions or 135 versions, depending. The Lucifer's mag, the Punishment, I think it's called. That one, the final form of the Punishment, I don't remember what it's called. The Fallen Sin or some shit. That mag is purity 11, and Dullahan's Soul mag is purity 11. Apart from that, every other, like every Prodigal mag and every mod mag are purity 11. So very quickly, if we go to Magatama Crafting, if you want to know this for yourself in the future, you can sort by purity, which puts all the 11s at the top. So the void, like the gargoyle mags, the 133 gargoyle mags are all 11 purity, 50 chakra. Okay, so yeah, that's actually friggin' crazy. Like, oh man, it doesn't synergize. Well, I mean, obviously it doesn't synergize with Koronoma, but this is kind of huge. I didn't think about this. So the Void Mags do give some of the highest flat attack in the game. The Void Mags, like if you're under 50% HP, you gain 2,000 attack, and then if you're under 30% HP, you gain 2,500 more attack. You gain 4,500 attack, but you shut off auto healing. But most of them do that anyway. So it just lets you maintain your values. If you want to heal, you just eat a Shenlong anyway, or use Extend Heal, First Aid, whatever. This could become a case for the Void Mag, honestly. So Void Mag is 180 skill force unconditionally, and then if your health is under half, like these are the low skill force, the low HP mags that we kind of wanted to get away from. So if under 50%, you get another 50 skill force. So we're looking at 230 skill force when under half. Like, for example, let me just put this point forward, is that if, for example, you had a, like this could be like a build idea. So if, let's say, for example, you made like Sleet Mags, okay? We're going to bring up Sleet, maybe Infernal. But we're going to bring up Sleet just for one reason and one reason only. Maybe even, what do you call it? Maybe even the Abyss Mag could be part of this equation, because I have to look at it. I don't know what the Abyss Mag does. I wanna know. So what I'm thinking about here is this gives you 230 skill force under half. It's also going to give you 2,500 attack under half. Or no, yeah, under half. 2,000 attack under half, and then another 2,500 attack under 30%. It gives you 100 ice, 100 rain, and then negative 100 lightning, negative 100 mountain, negative 50 holy, because whatever, and then negative 10% HP, and then it gives you extra SP percent, and then you don't heal anymore, but your SP recovery goes up, and you lose 15 critical. So if you went under 35%, like let's say for example 11 purity. Now, not to say that you would do this ornamentation 3 times, but if you did, fuck, this is gross. If you did it once and you got 15% attack, you're lucky. Let's say, for example, you get 13% attack. What is that value? Let's go determine what that is very, very quickly. Let me get my calculator out here. So if you had, let's say you had 2 of these mags because you're a baller. That's the thing. You don't need to shove all these ornamentations on one mag. You can disperse it throughout your mags to kind of even out the chakra. It doesn't actually make any sense, but it makes you feel better and lets you build accordingly. So you can like mix and match things. Like if you dump it all on one mag, you'd have to wear like a specific build to accommodate it. But if everything kind of weighs the same, this is the whole point of having a 55 chakra mag meta. You can interchange your mags and slot them in and out based on what you need. So if we change the 55 chakra mag, 50 meta, to like a 2 big skill force mags, because 2 of these mags, like if you had 2 sleep mags, 133s, let's just say, and you went under half again. The main point I'm getting at is that with the sleep mag, you could go under half, get a shit ton of attack, and just spam icicle punishment. I am not even kidding. Like, this is an argument for like Frozen Hell, Double Icicle Punishment, or Icicle Punishment, Everlasting Gale, something where you can go low and just spam iframes. If you could do that and gain all the attack possible, like I think Frozen Shadow doesn't want you to go low. I think that's one that doesn't want you to do that. I'm not sure. I think your attack, you lose it if you go too low. But anyway, that just the first thing that came to mind. Like there's other weapons that exist. You know, a case for the Abyss weapon, exactly. Or just, you know, the gargoyle weapon itself. Like you could make, it'd be a case for the Void 133 Sleet, essentially. But if you went low enough to where you were getting 4,500 attack on top of these attack percent ornamentations, you could have an ungodly amount of attack and just spam Icicle Punishment. Just spam the shit out of it. Just cap, 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 cap. Like, if, because it has iframes and it's a low chance that you get, like, beat the shit out of it, but if you planned accordingly and you got all this bonus attack from it, god damn. You'd be at, like, max skill, like, if you had two of them, if you had two of these mags, you'd be at, like, max skill force because you have a weapon. You're at 230, 230. That's almost 500 skill force. That's almost maximum, under half. Plus your weapon. You're probably at 500 skill force anyway. Yeah, exactly. You could do it on Lychee as well. Yeah, we talked about that earlier. But, like, I think this could be a case for the Void Mag where it gives so much attack. Like, I was supposed to do that calculation. Like, what is that? So, 4,500 times 0.15 is an extra 675 attack. Really? Okay. So we add that to our 4500. Cool. So, but that's not true. So let's say, for example, we had just one of these 15% ornamentations on two mags. So let's say we have another 30% attack. So we have 30%, 30%, and then this is honestly an argument for Solome Tensho, to be honest, because that gives you 30% attack anyway. But you'd get so much fucking attack. Oh my god. So you'd have your accessories. Let's say you're wearing general accessories, so 30% attack, and then the weapon, let's say you get another 30% because you're wearing two of them. Let's say you have two of them. Let that be the argument. So you have an extra 9,000 attack under 30%, whatever. So you have an extra 9,000 attack because that's how the mag works. And then we multiply 9,000 by how many accessories we have? We have two 15% accessories, unless we have two more ornamentations. So you're looking at 60% attack. Okay, 60% on top of that. Not counting anything else. You're not wearing a Burai. You're not doing anything else crazy. These don't affect durability, though. So that's interesting. So if we just multiply that, so times 0.60 equals, you'd be gaining another 5,400 attack plus 9,000. You'd be gaining 14,400 attack just by having like that big ornamentation on a Void. 58 chakra. If you did that, and you had 15%, if you had the 15% on both of them, and you wore two of them, and you're getting 9,000 attack plus that, that's kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy. Like, you'd gain a shit ton of it, 14,000. And then there's also the case for the Lychee as well, based on how the ornamentations go. But that's the thing. It doesn't have to be, like, the ornamentation works for your entire kit. It doesn't exactly need to be on a Lychee. It does not need that. And this ornamentation also increases your max HP percent by a fixed amount. Like, I'm pretty sure it's going to be 5%, 10%, 15%. So it's going to be easier to get under half because you'll have more HP to work with. And you know, it could be a case to bring back the, I mean, I don't know if you'd sacrifice for it, but, you know, you'll get hit eventually, but it'd be interesting. It'd be really interesting to see how much attack you could really pull out of these things. Now, Void Mag might be a little extreme, but it is a shit ton of attack. It is 4,500 attack under 30%. Unrealistic conditions, let's say, but if you spam Icicle Punishment or Solome, you'll feel that shit. Revolutions mags, Oh fuck yeah! They give you they have 500 less attack, but an element cost you. That's interesting as well. That might change my plans for the Revolutions mags, because I was looking at it. I thought I only saw the 2,000. So you're looking at 4,000 attack if you have. You're looking at 4,000 attack if you have 200 rain and 200 lightning, or 200 wind, 200 mountain, or 200 fire, 200 holy, depending. That's 4,000 attack. If we had like more attack percent than that, that's just a little bit less. That's probably still 14,000 extra attack. Like if you had 2 revolutions mags. So let me do that calculation. So 8,000 attack, because you get 8,000 attack from wearing 2 revolutions mags, plus let's say let's just do the times 0.6. Times 0.6, you're looking at 4,800 more attack. So we add that to 8,000. Yeah, 12,800 attack. That's huge. That difference of 500 attack. It's huge. Holy shit. So you'd be getting 12,800 attack. And that's like before, and that build would work with like 2 of these mags, let's say. Like, let's say you had 2 revolutions, a Chiami with double crosswise to reach that element threshold. You'd have to get 30% and use the corresponding weapon. Well, actually, just to hit 200, it's not that bad. Just to hit 200 is not bad at all. The 230, you really need that. You'll hit that if you have 2 of these mags and a weapon. You'll hit 200 easy. And then Vanguard, it would depend on your Vanguard. But if you then did like crosswise and maze, or you just got 30 plus element on, let's say, a Chiami or even a Burai, because you're maximizing your attack, you'd have to choose between, wanting survivability and wanting attack. Like, you'd have Chiami for universal play, and then you'd have like a Burai for like Oni mode play, and you'd get another 15% more attack on that. And a Burai, you could do crosswise and Mushu all that stuff, and you could get yourself a mag that has 30 plus element of both to trigger these effects. So you could have 2 revolutions, have a Chiami / Burai to give you the element you need to go to reach that threshold for 230, and then plus your weapon, of course. And then you have your 4th mag, which could be, either a Lychee or a Senryu, depending on if you need more skill force or if you need more element, whatever. The only thing you wouldn't have is crit force, which could come from a weapon or an ornamentation. It's all up to you what you want to do with it. But I think they're really, really pushing these mags forward. I don't have the Lucifer mag recipe. I don't know why I don't have it. Anyway, I guess I just didn't buy it. That's fine. I'll get it next time. I didn't run. That was like my first perk, I think. My first perk I completed was the Revolt. So, like, I was just getting used to it. I was like, I don't know how deep I want to go in this. But the Soul Mag, which is the Dullahan Mag, which is 11 Purity, 50 Chakra, it gives you 15 rear attack, so 15% backstrike. And then it gives you, if your HP is high, so this is a case for high health. If your HP is high, you will gain 2,500 attack. So 2,500 attack should be in high health, over 80%. Gives you max SP, SP recovery, 20 crit force, 15 critical, and then 100 dark, 50 lightning, negative HP, you don't heal, and then negative mountain, negative holy, and increased durability reduction. So decreased durability reduction by 40%. So if you did it on a Soul Mag, although I don't know, I would rather, because Soul Mag gives like critical, I would rather have like a triple Avengers Soul Mag, to be honest. Like, I would rather have double Avengers to put it to like 58, and then, well, actually I'd rather that on a cut mag, to be honest. But it doesn't have cooldown, so that's the only other problem. But if you change weapons, it shouldn't be an issue. But yeah, man, this ornamentation is gonna be crazy. And then you have the Prodigal. So I brought up the Prodigal earlier. The reason the Prodigal is probably going to be like the preferred choice is because it's not perg locked. You can get it from balls and saving up time and all this stuff. They're pretty accessible in some exchange shops, things like that. But they do give you 80 skill force. They give you 100 skill force. They give you a lot of fucking skill force. They give you 80, 20, 100, 120, 140, 170 skill force if you're 130 or more, unconditional. And then you have 5 SP reduction, 10 cooldown cut, 15 crit force, and then slice, pierce, or impact based on what your needs are, or what your weapon type is. And you have 3 slots. And it's 35 chakra. So if you had the patience, you could get, let's just go min value. Let's just say 10%, 10%, 10%. So one ornamentation puts you at 43 chakra. Another ornamentation, like if you did the max one, you're at 43, 51, and then 59. You could create a 59 chakra mag, which is not unreasonable. A 59 chakra mag that has 30 to 45% attack on it. That gives you your skill force, you're good, you're getting 180 skill force out of it, a little bit of cooldown, crit force. Like, there's a case for that. And then if you had another mag with or Inevitable Last Stand to give you more flat attack, or a flat attack weapon, like, it's crazy, man. Like, the ornamentations you could do in a Prodigal, because it is so low chakra, to make the Prodigal reach like 59 or meet it halfway, you know, play according to your strengths. Like if you can't do that, you know, play around it, you know. Like you could have like, definitely you could do a 43, you could definitely do a 51 chakra mag with like 2 rolls on the Prodigal, and then you would be like, if you were lucky, you could get like 15, and let's say you get like, you're lucky, you pull out of it with like 26% attack. That's still friggin' huge. And then you do another one, like, fuck, you're at like 36% attack, you're at like 40% attack. Fuck. Be crazy. And it would be like 59 chakra, which is high, but it's not unreasonable. It'd be the same thing as having a double ornamented Tempest, which if with level cap increase, like I could wear that and it'd be fine. I could wear that and some other mags and I'd be fine. Like you could have like the Prodigal, 2 Kota. Yeah, really. If you had a 59 chakra Prodigal with this ornamentation on it, the Lucy Perg mag only has 2k attack plus higher HP. Oh, you rechecked my old stream? Oh, thanks so much. Wow, you went fast. Yeah, it's been a while. I think it's a lot like the Soul mag. It has backstrike on it as well. No cooldown though. But like, let's say you had a build of a 59 chakra mag, so like the Prodigal with triple ornamentation. You get 40% attack on it. You're lucky you have 40% attack on it. And then you would have... then you can put on your 2 Kodanoas that are ornamented for crit or whatever, whether they're ornamented or not. But let's say you had Prodigal, 2 Kodanoas, which adds another 20% attack. So you're at like 50% attack. And then your 4th mag, like, and they're ornamented, double faded, so you're at 55. Let me do that math real quick. Like to see like the chakra count. It should be simple. It should just be 3 more, but so 55 plus 55 equals 110 plus 50 plus 59 is 169 chakra. That is a 130. That is the equivalent of being 130, 169 chakra. I have 5 more chakra than that. So at that point, with such a build, I would still be allowed 5 chakra remaining, which is still enough for the Senryu meta, which would let me have a Senryu for 2, which would put me at 171. And then I could do either double confining, double untarnished. Or no, I could not do double untarnished. I could do double confining, or I could do double unblinking, or I could do 1 roll of element and 1 roll of unblinking or confining terror. Like it would leave you enough room for a 5 chakra sparrow, which is weird. 5 chakra sparrows aren't really there. It's usually 4 chakra sparrows. But yeah, there's still a little bit of room for flexibility. Like if you were a bow, you could have a Rosso with double confining or a double inevitable. Not inevitable, but fuck words. Think. I'm blinking eye for like affinity and stuff. Or like a great dog, sparrow, Rosso. You'd have room for like little baby ornamentation thingies. And then you know, based on how you play, you could have the Prodigal, the Koda Noah, you know, Chiami Laichi or Chiami Senryu or Burai Senryu. You know, you'd have a lot of flexibility. I don't think a 59 Chakra Mag would be out of out of our reach. It wouldn't be unheard of to use it. Holy crap. Whew. So, yeah. Big event is on the way. The ornamentations are hopefully going to be awesome. I can't wait to see them. It's a Makami event. Someone asked if there was an Ogi with Makami. No, there's no Ogi with Makami. The main thing about Makami is Frozen Hell Mags. There's going to be an exchange shop. Yankoro Pond. The wolf outfits come back. Makami Sublime outfit comes back. Yeah, exchange shop, Yankoro Pond, Blaze Mag stuff. Also, if you roll for the Blaze Mags, which, you know, if you get them, they come with one of these balls. And then if you break them, then you get another ball. So, you know, it'd be a good way to expedite these ornamentations, but before you do so, please, before whaling, please look at the ornamentations and see what they offer before doing so. How long has this stream been? It's been a long time. It feels like it's long to me. An hour and a half. Holy shit. Well, thanks for coming out, everybody. Thanks for coming to my pep talk. This is like longer than 2 university courses. Thank you so much. So I'm probably going to end the stream here. And I have to go farm Thunderstone Dungeon, because that is today. I have to go farm about 600 Thunderstones for my next weapon. My next Aosame weapon. Because I have all my drops. Except for stones. So, time for the Rolling Thunder Sublime, I guess. Eh? So, I've built the spear, the sword, the Odachi, the twin, the axe, but I ran out of Thunderstones to make the last 2 rain waters. And I have my 500 daggers, my 300 fittings, and my amethyst. By the way, I've gotten 2 amethysts on 100%, and I've gotten 3 amethysts on 100% drop, because I stopped farming amethysts to help some people out. And I've gotten 2 amethysts on no boost, except for premium. I was like, what the hell? I was helping someone the other day, and I got an amethyst twice, like no boost. I was like, holy shit. Because I didn't need amethyst anymore. I just needed daggers and fittings. I'm like, I'll go there, that's fine. I don't need the drop boost. And I was like, amethyst. I'm like, what the fuck? So that's going to be cool. Ugh, fuck. So I bought premium boost last week. Today is my last day of it. I have 12 minutes of premium left. I didn't know. So I have to go run the stone dungeon. So I will see you guys later, and I mean that literally, because once I farm my stones up, I'll be making another Aosame, and we'll stream that and watch me get horrible rolls again. So thanks everyone for coming out. Hopefully you're looking forward to this event. There should be something for everybody to get. Tell your friends, get hyped, you know, start farming Druma points, things like that, and I'll see you later on. I need to drink a lot of water, and I feel like I need a nap.